Now joined by Air Marshal Anil Khosla, the former Vice Chief of Air Staff. Thanks very much for being with us. In terms of some of the technology which has been used, scalp cruise missiles, we've used drones as well. This was technology not available to us even a couple of years ago. During Balakot, we had to cross the line of control in order to make the hits. On this occasion, we likely didn't need to do that. How has this new technology been key in us hitting our targets? Because from the video that we've seen, and it's been independently confirmed, all of the hits went through. All of the strikes went through.
Yeah, Vishnu very rightly brought out. Actually, from Balakot time to now, in the last 6 years, Indian Air Force capability in terms of precision and strike and in terms of platforms, weapons, has really grown manifold. And the result you're seeing now. So if you compare Balakot and this action which has taken place today, there is a bit of similarities, but the similarities are only that, the time of attack is middle of the night and terrorist camps have been attacked. That's where the similarity ends. And now if you see in Balakot, one target was attacked here, 9 targets were attacked simultaneously, and some as deep as 100 kilometers plus. So that sort of, and with exact precision, with no collateral damage, the whole planning has been done, the whole execution has been done, keeping in mind that only the target, that is a terrorist camp, are destroyed and not there is no collateral damage to civilians. Although these some of these camps are surrounded by civilian areas, and all this has been done without even crossing the LOC or IB. So that is how the technology has come up in terms of Rafale aircraft, in terms of Scalp and Hammer, the weapons which you have got with standoff and precision, loitering ammunition. So a whole gambit of it has been employed and employed very, very effectively.
Air Marshal Khosla, there have also been some reports of the Indian Air Force having taken hits. I don't want to get into that or dwell too much because the government hasn't really come out with details. But my question to you is, in as large an operation like this, particularly when you've got the Pakistan Air Force, which is in many senses a near peer, some sort of reaction from them would be expected, and losses on either side is something that is factored in when you go in for military operations, right?
Yeah, obviously, when you go in for operations, when punches are being exchanged across, the losses will be there. That is part of the game. But the idea is to restrict the losses to within acceptable limits. But having said that, even I heard these reports and all the official, no confirmation, nothing has come. And I'm not privy to actually what has happened or what's gone on. But what I know is 2 or 3 things. One is that always, Pakistan is very active in misinformation and disinformation. And they quite a few times, they may issue statement and backtrack. In Balakot also, in one day, they made 3 statements and backtracked. And now also, if you see, they made some statements and then backtrack like POWs and then say no POWs. So things like that. Second is, they're talking about 5 aircraft being destroyed. So very talk, especially considering, Vishnu, that none of the aircraft has gone across. So what is, you're not put your aircraft in the harm's way as well by going into enemy territory. And of course, they have BBR missiles, but to my mind, it doesn't. Third thing is, whatever visuals I've seen, which are being reported from the ground as aircraft, they all look like drop tanks to me. And drop tanks, dropping drop tanks are a very common thing in air combat. When you're going into a combat, you drop the drop tank so that the aircraft is agile. It's a very common thing. So keeping these things in mind, I feel that it is a case of mis or disinformation. But the truth will come out in a few days as the fog of war lifts.
Air Marshal Khosla, the Air Force would be particularly alert tonight and perhaps the next few nights because the possibility of escalation is intense. And chances are, if there is an escalation, it could be strikes by Pakistan, whether it's missiles or airstrikes or both. So could you, as a former Vice Chief, tell us, the sense of tension, the sense of alert, the deployment of assets, squadrons, ready, aircraft armed, what would be the broad situation scenario in our air bases?
Yeah, anytime when things heat up, first thing is the air defense alert, which takes place, as soon as the trigger event or whatever event happens, and that would have happened 15 days back, because knowing that the things are heating up, so AD alert is on. And once you have decided and you planned this, that once you hit, after that it's a full alert. The whole all the three services are on alert. The AD is alert. The aircraft are ready, the forces are ready. I'm not only the Air Force, Army, Navy, everyone is ready. And not only that, even all the other agencies are told, like you take the case of all the airports have been closed in the northern area, so civil aviation is affected. It's a whole of country effort. So once the event happens, thereafter the message goes quickly and the system is in place to inform everyone, okay, now we have to be in alert mode. And this time, Vishnu, if you notice, there is a very subtle difference between Balakot and this time. Balakot, we achieved tactical surprise by, keeping everything secret and keeping everything normal, means every activity. But in this case, if you see, we have gone in with the, without any secrecy, to the extent Prime Minister, it's being announced that civil defense will be activated on 7th. That's a sort of an indication, we're coming in. So that sort of confidence that has come on because of the earlier question which you asked, the technology which has come in. There is no need to cross the border, and from this side itself we can engage the targets and engage in a very precise way. So that is the basic difference between the earlier and now. Of course, the whole country is ready in case the escalation is there. On Pakistan side, so be it, because our patience has run out and they have crossed a big red line by attacking civilians, unarmed civilians, in front of their wives and children, that too men, on religious grounds.
Yeah, absolutely horrific. Air Marshal, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. It's been a huge day for the Indian Air Force.